Hey folks, how's it going? I've got some really exciting news to share with y'all today. The channel has officially passed 1,000 subscribers, and I'm pretty sure that means that I am contractually obligated as a YouTuber to provide you guys with a channel status update video. So that's what we're going to do today. Before I do that, though, I just want to take a minute to give a huge shout out to all the people who have been watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing to the channel. You know, hopefully it goes without saying, but I really appreciate all of the love and support that you guys have been sending my way for the last couple months. If it isn't obvious, I really enjoy making these videos, and I am really happy that at least some of the content has resonated with you guys. But let's talk a little bit about what is coming next for the channel. So obviously we're going to keep doing what we have been doing in terms of tabletop RPG first impressions and reviews. So adventures, campaign settings, and just kind of generally sharing my thoughts on some of the games that I've been running or playing in. So that's going to stay the same. I think that we are going to maintain our focus on Shadowdark and third-party 5th edition stuff. Those will be kind of like the primary things that we're looking at. I will also be doing some spotlights on other tabletop RPG systems probably in the next couple months, but the primary focus was going to be on Shadowdark and third-party 5th edition stuff, as those are the things that I feel like have been resonating the best, and those are also the things that me and my group are most interested in right now. We did just wrap up our Halloween game for the year. Unfortunately, we had to cut it a little bit short. You know, some of the players have been affected by the recent hurricanes that have been happening here, and also just like general life stuff kind of got in the way. So unfortunately, we did have to cut that campaign a little bit short. But even though we only got like I think maybe 3 or 4 sessions in, it was a pretty good time, and I really liked the format that we were using. Where it was basically like just a really loosely connected series of one shots. I might make a video on like why I like that so much, but it just worked out really well for the way that we like to play, and it was especially good for being able to test out a bunch of like Halloween kind of themed adventures in one go. So that was really nice. Yeah, but we actually have a new campaign coming soon, probably starting just the next couple weeks. Actually, I'm really excited about it. We actually got a free preview copy of a new 5th edition mini campaign. Let me make sure that I got the name correct, because that would be important, right? All right, yeah. The Widow's Web, Trials of the Drow. And basically what this is you get like 6 to 8 players, and they're all playing as a group of Drow that are representing their various different houses. And you basically run them through a series of like kind of like little mini dungeons. And basically each dungeon, one or more of them kind of gets knocked out. And by knocked out, I mean like meets a gruesome end until only one of the characters is left standing. So it's kind of like a battle royale or like a gladiatorial arena kind of thing. And I'm really excited to play that out. So I think we probably, well, you guys will see it. You guys will get the first taste of it probably on the 21st of October. So I think that'll be when the first video goes out about it. Probably won't take very long. The whole thing is kind of designed to be played over the course of really just one pretty long session, but we'll probably break it up into 2 or 3. And there will probably only be like 2 or 3 videos about it total, but I think it'll be a nice little palate cleanser from the previous campaign before we transition into whatever comes after that. And I've been giving a lot of thought to what that's going to be. We are kind of wrapping up our fall/Halloween game, and I thought it might be kind of interesting to do like a kind of a winter themed game shortly afterwards. So it'll probably be like Viking or Norse mythology adjacent, and I thought it might be a cool idea to play that game in Shadowdark using some of the stuff from Curse Scroll 3 Midnight Sun, because it seems tailor-made for the kind of game that I like to run with it. But I don't know, there might be a little bit of convincing that needs to be done on behalf of the players. They have played some Shadowdark before, and I think while they said it was okay, I think the general consensus is that they would rather keep playing 5th edition. So I may have to make some adjustments or house rules to bring it more in line with what they are used to, if we're going to end up playing like a little bit of a longer campaign as opposed to the 1 or 2 shots that we have been playing in Shadowdark. So keep an eye out for that. But even if we don't end up playing the game in Shadowdark, there's like a ton of good third-party 5th edition supplements for like kind of Norse related stuff. And I've been going through those recently and looking at them. The ones that I'm aware of that looked interesting were Svealand, Thrones and Bones, Norengard, and Grimhollow Valkan clans. So I'm probably just going to end up getting all of those and just kind of seeing which one fits best. And even if we do end up playing Shadowdark, I might pull in aspects of those other books into the Shadowdark campaign just to kind of give it a little bit more volume or length. I think that'll be a pretty interesting campaign. I did want to say that, like, regardless of whether we end up using Shadowdark or not for that campaign, there definitely will be Shadowdark content on the channel for the foreseeable future. One, I'm still a little bit infatuated with Shadowdark as a game system, and I haven't gotten to play it as much as I would like. So I definitely want to do that. And then also I know that a lot of you folks are here, if not exclusively for Shadowdark content, then definitely mostly for Shadowdark content. So we're definitely going to keep doing that. Even if that means I have to whip out some solo dark, which I've been looking at recently. And I think that would be a pretty fun little experience to try that solo. So that would be like kind of worst case scenario. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah. So I do also want to try out a couple other tabletop RPG systems other than just Shadowdark and 5e. I've got like a list of like probably 24 or something in the backlog, but the ones that are like reasonably I'm going to look at and cover in the next couple of weeks to months are going to be Dragonbane. I actually did a first impressions video on that like maybe a couple months ago now at this point, and I was really excited by what I saw with that system. It just kind of got pushed out of the way due to some other, like, it feels like there's just so many games coming out right now, and it's hard for one to kind of keep my attention. But Dragonbane's one I definitely want to try out. Maybe we'll do that in between the Drow campaign and like the Viking campaign. That might be a good time to do it. So maybe check out that. And then another one I'm interested in, Dolmenwood. Dolmenwood just kind of released recently. For those of you who don't know, it's kind of like an old school Essentials like spinoff. It's both an adventure setting and a game system that's very heavily based on old school Essentials. And it's got like I want to say it's kind of like mythic Ireland kind of feel to it, very fairy tale-esque. And I'm just really excited about that game in general. I don't know if you guys ever experienced this, but if you ever have like a campaign that you really want to run, it's kind of like your white whale or whatever, but you just know that it's going to be like a lot of work, and you got to find just the right group in order for it to be fun. I feel like that is what Dolmenwood is for me, and I don't want to go too much into Dolmenwood right now because I'll probably end up doing probably a pretty lengthy video on the Dolmenwood game and setting here in the relatively near future. But yeah, it's one that I'm really excited about, and I think that even if we don't end up running a Dolmenwood campaign, I think there's just like so much cool content in that game that I'll probably end up stealing for another system. In particular, I think it would probably be pretty easy to convert Dolmenwood into Shadowdark, so that might be a possibility. So definitely be on the lookout for that. Another game that I'm really interested in is a Runecairn, which is, again, like kind of a Norse mythology inspired game and setting. And it takes place like post Ragnarok. So it is kind of like post-apocalyptic in that way. But it seems like a really interesting system. It is designed primarily for just having one player and one GM, which, I think a lot of people probably don't like that as much, but that's actually kind of appealing to me. And you can also run it purely solo without a GM at all. And you can also run it like a traditional with like a larger party if you wanted to. But I was looking at the other day when I was kind of looking at Solo Dark, like just looking at different solo RPG options. And that one really stood out to me as one that I think that I would really enjoy and might also give me some inspiration for the overall kind of Norse-inspired campaign that I want to run this winter. So probably going to do that at some point as well. And then again, like I said, there's like probably a dozen to 24 other games that I'm really interested in playing, but they are not at the top of the list right now. I've also really recently gotten an itch to play like a more, still relatively rules light, but more of like a tactical kind of war game. So last night I went down the rabbit hole of like miniature skirmish games that still have like an adventure or like light RPG elements to them. And I actually found one that I'm pretty excited about. It's called Age of Fantasy Quest. It's made by the guys over at One Page Rules. which I played a lot of their games before in the past. And kind of like Shadowdark, they do a really good job of distilling the core elements of the genre and system down to a really simple rule set. In addition, they have some pretty robust digital tools that you can use to help like kind of build your character / army. And also they have like encounter builders that are really easy to use. And again, I won't get too distracted by the details. I'll probably make a video on it probably next week actually. But it's just like a really interesting system that's hopefully that I'm hoping is going to fill that. I have this need to play like a more crunchy tactical game because I'm not getting that currently from the other systems that I'm playing. So I'm curious to see what that game is like, and if I end up liking it, and I think that you guys might like it too, I will probably do a video on it, just kind of showcasing like what it is and how to get into it and all that stuff. So yeah, that's probably coming in the next couple weeks or months, along with the laundry list of other things that I just talked about. That's kind of like what I have got on my mind for the next couple weeks / months. And I'm really looking forward to pretty much all the things that I mentioned. So probably a lot of good stuff coming soon. But that's what I have planned. I am curious to know, of the things that I mentioned, what are the things that resonated most with you? And then also, like, if I didn't mention something that you think that I might enjoy, I'd be curious to know that as well. So just like let me know down in the comments if you have like another game or system or adventure that you think kind of fits into the kind of schema that I just laid out over like the last 15 minutes of me just monologuing. But yeah, so yeah, I'm definitely curious to hear recommendations from you all about what you think is good and what you'd like to see covered on the channel. Obviously, I can't promise that I'm going to be able to get to everything that you guys send over. Already a pretty full docket, but I'm always interested to hear what you guys are thinking and what you're playing currently and what you want to know more about. So before I wrap up, I just want to say thanks again for all the support that you guys have been showing over the last couple months. I really, really appreciate it. And I look forward to hopefully many more thousands of subscribers to come in the future, although that's not necessarily the goal. Really, I just want to make content about stuff that I find cool and interesting, and hopefully I can help you guys find some stuff that maybe wasn't on your radar before. But yeah, I feel like I'm rambling a little bit, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day. Bye.